To Hard Rock Stadium this time of year. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Miami Dolphins. Set to go now on a wet and rainy night, and we are underway from Hard Rock Stadium. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Blue 15. So 14.
Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. And some space here. And he's into the clear. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big pickup of 38. One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his own line and just went.
So there's two ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. But more the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the blocking for him. He just takes it and goes with abandon.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. And he's got the hook up to Landry. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
The throw here caught by Devontae Parker. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a 1st down. Our game not even 2 minutes old, but a quick red zone opportunity. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. He'll get this into the hands of Bird. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. On 2nd down, Eckler. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Hey, 0. Switch up. Mike 5-5, Mike 55.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And Brown's got it for a Dolphins touchdown. 10 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Dolphins take it right down and score on the opening drive. And the QB rating right now is sky high. 4 for 4 on that opening drive, and it ends with a touchdown pass.
Yeah, I don't know quite how to figure it out. I think I need my friends from MIT to come in and help me. I think 158.3 is the number one.
Yep, that's
right. That's the highest you can get. That's where he is. He'd like to continue on that pace. Well, you gave up the first touchdown of the game, but how about the response? Big-time return. Now it's their chance to try and put points on the board.
Set, hut. Get your run. Down to lose one.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. Finds his running back, James Conner. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards, the final tally.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that open things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson. Going to throw again. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, 3rd down. So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. They snap it at 1. Now it's Jackson escaping the pressure right. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So they gave up the early touchdown. This has been a pretty good response. Nice drive, taking it down 1st and goal.
And I know all the cliches jump in, right? Don't get away from your game plan too early. Make sure you're settled down.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A 10-yard touchdown run as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after's up and good, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. 1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action, and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. Now Eckler. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. From the shotgun, Wilson. And it's caught by Parker. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains. Wilson going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Operating from the gun, Wilson. Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory. A big play there for the Dolphins. 41 yards. These two teams all tied after 1. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. On the ground, it's Eckler, and he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Going on the ground with Eckler. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
Right there in the middle. Friday. All those special.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Got a man, it's Landry for the Dolphins touchdown. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes, and the Dolphins have taken the lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw again. Jackson stepping up. He's going to keep it. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. And he'll finally be taken down just shy of midfield. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
On that play, as you saw the route start to develop downfield, I got the sense that maybe the run would set up for him. And he took full advantage of it and got a big gain on a busted play.
They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. These offensive starters still out there in the 2nd quarter. You would think the plans for them to at least play into the 3rd quarter, if not all the way through it.
Yeah, it might go by feel. If they have a really good first drive to start the 3rd quarter, they might pull them after that. If not, might leave them out there a little bit longer, but I'll guarantee this, they'll be gone by the start of the 4th quarter.
And he finds a man on a crossing route. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 19. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Now it's Jackson, and Walker has it. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And the Dolphins' defense is able to hold. Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Check tight ends, check tight. Spread left, spread left. He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up. 12. Shoot. Watch the shoot. Slam.
Wilson now. From the gun, he'll throw. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. And now they are knocking on the door inside Pittsburgh's 10. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back.
14, find it.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here of the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the 2nd half.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you got this last drive here. You get the ball to start the 2nd half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
On 2nd down, Pitts. Well, obviously not fooling anybody here as they stop him behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. On 3rd down, Jackson. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Now the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on 4th down. Here we go on 4th down with Jackson. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Jackson from the shotgun. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack there by Trent Murphy. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Our starters likely to be out there for the 3rd quarter as we get back underway in this 2nd half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the 2nd half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Cameron Hayward. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because
he rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
It's a big play there for Miami. Give him 53 yards on the ground. So you got the lead here in the second half. Obviously, you love big runs like that at any time. Here, you really like it.
And how about the confidence that's being exhibited by that offense now? They don't care what you're lining up doing on the defensive side. They want the big fella to carry the football and carry it often.
Jarvis Landry there to make the grab. And thanks to the interception, the Dolphins offense cashes in with 6.
Jarvis Landry. Touchdown, Dolphins.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. Here's Wilson, and he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They trail here by 24 points. Got to get going soon, you'd have to think, as they come up 1st and 10. Now a nice play defensively on 1st down as this is knocked away and incomplete. You know, last week I remember asking you, what would an offensive coordinator be looking for week 2 of the preseason? Now we're in week 3. Defensive coordinator-wise, what's he looking at?
For the most part in preseason, you're playing pretty basic stuff, pretty vanilla defenses. You're looking for guys that play with a big...
That's caught inside the 20. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A big play there. Ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Steelers are able to close the gap just a bit. Point after, right down the middle. And that cuts the lead to 28-14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. Gets around it. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Check. Check. 55 to Mike. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. 25. Switch. Tight dog. Alert.
From the gun, Wilson. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Give him 30 yards there. Back in the first quarter, you said it, they need to avoid the big play, but he just got a big one right there.
You can't relax. You know, we talked about in the first quarter, but as the game progresses, still opportunities, and he took advantage of one there.
They'll run here with Balazs and give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Time to go. Night. Take 4. 12.
Wilson. Flushed out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. That's sacked by Khalil Mack.
But enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
And he's got his man. That's Landry. A big play there for the Dolphins. 44 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
First and 10.
Watch the twins. Watch the twins. You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there. Hey, check 20. Good job right there.
Now Balad. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Here is Eckler. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. As we surmise, Charles, most of the starting units still out there for this third quarter. First time this preseason that they played into the second half.
And that's by design. Most of the time by this point of the preseason, you want them to go into the half, cool down, and then come back out and warm up to start the third quarter like you would a regular season game. That's exactly what they wanted.
And Browns got it for a Miami touchdown. Russell Wilson now with 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. He'll get that one complete to Connor. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Christian Wilkins, able to get him for a loss of about 3. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Jackson, flush to his right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
3 plays and out. It's 4th down.
Looks like the offense is going to take another shot here. They're going on 4th and 13.
Right here, guys. Fight 51. Mike, 51. Let's go, D. 51, Mike.
They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
55, Mike. Drop deep, drop deep. 25, check 25, check 25.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. Back now in Miami. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
Check 52. I got it.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Penny. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. And they'll run it again with Penny. And they'll get him down short of the first down, right on the 10-yard line. 7 yards on the carry there, but now they're staring at 4th down.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
Sanders' kick is good, and that will extend the lead out to 24. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This one taken from the 7. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see the...
And that's caught inside the 35. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. They give him a gain of 37.
1st down, Pittsburgh.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll look to throw here. They'll let this go for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Now, a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. They'll set up to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Telvin Smith. I'm sure as a rookie, even though this is preseason, Charles, interceptions, you got to eat at you quite a bit.
They certainly do, but here's the problem that he's confronted with. He's not the high draft pick. He's not seen as the next guy. He's got to prove himself to everyone and get noticed. So maybe instead of taking the safer throw, you press it a little bit. Try and push it downfield, try and fit into a tight window, and sometimes interceptions result.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now it's the backup Mariota. Eluding the pressure. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation allows him to get home.
To try again after the sack. Mariota. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy. That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
And this won't get there. Won't be on line either. It's no good. Off to the right. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the fourth quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
Let's go.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Harrison Smith. Well, stating the obvious, this is going to be one that the rookie quarterback is going to want to forget pretty quickly.
And what quarterback has not gone through this in their rookie year?
Yeah, they all have. I guess it's cliche, but these are the ones you hope to grow from, right?
It's just part of life on the road in the NFL. He has to learn from it and grow.
Under 10.
They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. Well, that gives them a little room, but not much. A gain of 2 to the 5.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. Again, it's Penny. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. He's going to let this one go deep. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. Despite the lead here in the fourth, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. They have gone to the fourth quarter, by the way, in that game in Cleveland. And it's a big-time advantage for the Browns. They just scored again, pouring it on. And if they could hold on to that lead, it would be win number 4 on the season for them.
Ready.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Watch the flag. Watch the flag. Watch the flag. Hey, Delta. Hit it.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he whips that one incomplete there. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete passing we just saw. And they're under 200 yards passing for the game. So they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game. And that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them holding them under 200 today.
Back to throw now on first down. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback look?
Through an opening, and there he goes. He's at the 30, 10, and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Sanders now to add the extra point. And And the lead will grow by one more. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This is taken at his 4. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off at the 46.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
They started on the ground with Eckler. And it's a fumble. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
No coach or team's ever happy when someone has a turnover, but if there's ever a good time to do it,
preseason.
Yeah, right now. You know that come regular season, he's going to be ready to go, and maybe he'll remember, yeah, I don't want to do this when it comes time for the games to count.
60 yards. That's the way. Go.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Jackson on first down. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Christian Wilkins able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Jackson. And he locates Walker, complete. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout.
A gain of 19 yards. First down, Pittsburgh.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home. Let's make
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That's it, baby.
Intended for James Conner. Incomplete.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. One last shot for Jackson. This is caught. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guy points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a